Hello friends, and welcome back to another Plan With Me video. This is my bullet journal for the month of September. I do use this journal primarily for reading and planning for my YouTube channel, and I just really love working in this journal a lot. So this is my September title page. Most of what I'm using washi tape wise are actually gifts from friends that I've gotten over the last little while, and I really enjoy it. The September title came from Rose Paper Co. I will leave their Etsy shop linked down below. I've really enjoyed using those this year. And the quote that I decided to put on the left hand side says, "When you fall, remember to get back up." My depression's kind of been kicking me in the butt lately, if I'm honest, and so I just love this little reminder to not let it keep me down and to keep going. I also really love how all of the colors tied together in the month of September. I hope you guys enjoy it as well as we go through these spreads. All right, here we have my September TBR. If you want to hear me talk in detail about any of the items that you see me filling in on this TBR, feel free to check the link up in the corner, as I have already uploaded my September TBR video. I keep these spreads really just pretty simple and functional, just with boxes and the information that I need in them. I do separate the Tell It Again book club pick, the buddy reads that I do with Lindsay over at Lindsay Tut, and the Thirsty Thursday choice each month. And I also will, you'll see in a minute, I'll put the rereads box up in the corner because I had forgotten to make that little box when I was first putting everything together. Next we have the Fall into Manga Love spread. It is a readathon that I host a couple of times a year, and this is just the dates and the challenges and my choices. If you want to know more specifics about any of that, again, there will be a link in the cards for you to go and get the more specific details on Fall into Manga Love. I love hosting this readathon so much. I've thought about bringing on co-hosts, and I've just not found anybody that I felt ready to ask yet. So I continue to do this solo. I have a great time doing it, and the reception tends to be really positive each time I do it. So I'm always really grateful that you guys respond so well to this readathon. It makes my heart so happy to know that people are either jumping into manga for the first time, or they have an excuse to catch up on the manga reads that they've been missing out on. Next we have releases on my radar. Again, this is another video that I do regularly on my channel. This is where I track all of the releases coming out that month that I am excited for or interested in picking up. And again, this is a very detailed list. If you want the full list of things that I am interested in, that video is also linked in the cards. I tend to link things in the cards a lot, so always make sure you check those in my videos to make sure you don't miss out on any information. Now we have my pages read per day spread. This is one that I just started tracking last month. I can't lie. August, I didn't do the best at tracking in this, but it is something that I really do like the stat of tracking. So I hope to be better at tracking it in the month of September. And I just write down the pages that I've read that day. And if it's a digital title, I just wait until I'm finished with that title and then add it on that day just for simplicity's sake. So I'm not trying to deal with page counts and digital percentages and stuff. It's just easier for my brain to do that way. This is pretty simple. I just make boxes and then make a little colorful dot for the day of the month. And then as the month goes on, I write in the pages for that day. Next up, we have my brain dump spread. This is just kind of an empty space spread where when I get creative inspiration for the channel or anything of that like, I tend to just kind of put it all here, and it's just kind of my creative brain dump, as it's aptly titled. I just put all the information here and just try to sort it out that way, and I have a place where I keep track of all of that. Now, this is a pretty standard spread. If you've watched any of my other bullet journal videos, you will be pretty familiar with this, at least from the year of 2020. I tend to highlight the days that I'm reading and whether I'm reading digitally or physically. Digitally does include my audiobooks. So if I'm just reading an audiobook at that time, I mark the digital, and some days I'm reading in both digital and physical. Where I buddy read so much, I tend to do both. And I like keeping track of that just so I know what I'm doing. I did have to switch out to a different black marker as the one that I was using basically is dead and I need to replace it. So I changed it to one of my Tombow pens, and it's not as, what's the word I'm looking for? This is a little more brush stroke, I guess, than I was originally wanting these boxes to be, but I'm okay with how it turned out. And it was just a practicality thing. I have ordered a new Stabilo thicker pen that I was using to do this kind of a spread. So it should only be for the month of September. And this is a very tedious page to put all together, but man, I really like tracking it and I like filling it in. It feels very, very good to me. All right, next I have my stats. There are certain things that I love to track every month, and this is just kind of where I put all of that. Obviously, it's the books read, manga read, audiobooks listened to, total pages, both for the month and for the year, because I like to, I don't know, I get some sort of sick fascination with how much I'm reading for the year. And then I do track the demographics of manga that I'm reading from, because I do strive to read from each demographic each month, at least of the core four of shonen, seinen, shoujo, and josei. There are some other demographics as well, but those are the ones that I focus on, and I want to make sure I'm reading at least one title from each of those every month to make sure I'm reading diversely enough. And again, these two spreads are pretty basic. They're my favorite quotes from what I've read in the month, and then my favorite book of the month. I just like to fangirl about certain things, and when anything inspires me, I come and write it down. Again, very simple, very basic, but you know, I try to keep my spreads pretty practical with just a little bit of cute mixed in things. All right, and this is strictly a practical spread. This is a log where I track the books I've read for the month and the manga that I've read for the month. I use it kind of like, I call it my book balance sheet, where it's kind of like a bank balance book where I alternate a color every other line, and then I write down the title and what I rated it. This is just to help me keep things clear when I'm doing wrap-up videos and things like that. So here is your flip through for the entire month. I am really pleased with how things turned out for the month of September. I love kind of the fall feel of all the colors. And thank you to all my friends who gifted me the washi, and the stickers because, man, I really just loved how everything turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this in the future. And I would love it if you would like this video so that I know that you enjoy this just as much as I do. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!